friends of Peachy. Welcome back to my channel, Peachy's World. My name is Sarah, aka Peachy, and I'm really excited to have everyone back for my second video. And today's focus is going to be why I'm having surgery. And the surgery that I'm having is VSG, which is vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And we're going to talk about why that was a decision, why I'm having that, and then future videos we're going to talk about like the whole process of getting that approved through insurance, things like the pre-op diet, and then, you know, going through the whole process. But first I wanted to start out a little bit more broad and explain why I'm actually having the surgery. Why is it needed? What is it for? And I do have a list with me that I'm going to be referring to, so if you see me looking down, that's why. And the reason for that is that today is actually day 2 of my pre-op diet, which is a liquid diet, and I'm a little bit spacey right now, so I guess calorie deficient would be the correct term. So I'm going to be referring to my list here frequently and kind of walking you guys through just what's in my head, thoughts and all that. So stay tuned, we'll get started. Alright guys, let's dive into the number one reason why I'm having VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. And it might surprise everybody. It is not to lose weight, although that is going to be an awesome benefit of this surgery, but it's actually not the reason why I'm getting it. Why I'm getting it is because I have some autoimmune issues, and statistics have found through bariatric surgery that a lot of these particular issues can be resolved by having this type of surgery. So there's different types. There's gastric bypass, there's gastric sleeve, there's lap banding, there's a couple other ones, but a lot of them show a lot of good promising statistics towards healing or putting autoimmune issues in remission. So my endocrinologist is actually the one that brought it up to me and said, you know, you've got a couple of autoimmune issues, which we'll get into here shortly, and you continue to put on weight even though you've been on every diet and have tried every regimen and have damn near starved yourself, and you're still putting on weight despite your efforts. So let's talk about, you know, maybe some bariatric surgery. And she kind of walked me through, you know, what can be improved through that, how your lifestyle changes, the process of going through to get the surgery. So it was quite involved, but I was definitely interested because I felt at the end of my rope with handling some of the issues I have. So we decided to move forward with that. So to be completely transparent, some of the autoimmune issues that I have, which I think very few, if maybe one or two people in my family have faced, is an autoimmune issue called Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease that affects your thyroid. It's basically your body is fighting your thyroid. It's not a thyroid condition per se, but it is your body is attacking your thyroid, and it causes thyroid issues. I know that's kind of weird to explain, but you're happy to Google it. There's a ton of information on this particular, autoimmune issue. So that's what I have, and it's caused hypothyroidism, which basically means that my thyroid has pretty much just stopped functioning, for a lack of a better way of explaining it. So that comes with a myriad of symptoms and horrible things that I don't wish on anyone. It's been 5 years since I've been diagnosed, and in that 5 years, a lot has transformed for me that I'm trying not to get emotional about it. I have seen pictures from 5 years ago to today, and I look like a completely different person, and I'll show those to you guys now. This is before, and this is now. See, it has taken a lot out of me. I have lost half of my hair, because your hair falls out with this particular autoimmune issue. I went from having very clear skin to having full cystic acne, which is, you can kind of see under my makeup right now, but I'll have to show you some pictures of when it's really bad. The acne is so bad that it's in my ears and it's in my eyelids, which makes it hard for me to cope with. It takes a lot of skincare lines and facial products and just a lot to deal with it. And that's just to make it so it's not as miserable. It doesn't actually get rid of it, which is horrible. My skin has taken such a huge toll. I can't regulate my body temperature, so if I get hot, I need to find a way to cool down. It takes a while to cool down. And on the flip side, if I get cold, it takes a lot for me to warm up. My metabolism is in the toilet. I mean, forget it. I have the worst metabolism right now, which is why I can't lose weight, because I can eat anything from healthy to great to horrible, and it won't matter. I still will gain weight, which is terrible. The fatigue and joint pain is just awful. Like, there's days when I can't get out of bed. There's days when I'm walking around like I'm 80 years old, and then there's days when aren't so bad and the pain is manageable. Now, this particular issue, Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism, it affects people differently in terms of severity. So some people, can just take thyroid medication and function okay. Some people have some mild fatigue, some issues, and then there's a lot of us that have it more on the severe end where it's pretty life altering, which is sad because nobody wants to feel like they're 80 years old and got one foot in the grave when you're, midlife, and they just want to be able to do normal things and hang out with their friends and go places. And it's hard when, you can barely walk around the grocery store. So it's not fun. I don't wish it on anyone. That being said, when I first got diagnosed, there was a ton of things that my husband and I went through to try and help with the situation, various diet plans, functional doctors, endocrinologist, blood testing to see what inflammatory allergies I have, what regular allergies I have, what vitamins can assist, what foods to stay away from, which ones to incorporate more of. So we went down that roller coaster, up and down that roller coaster so many times. And each time it became more and more frustrating because I wouldn't see results. I would feel a little bit better for a little bit, and then despite how long I was on it, whatever the regimen was, something would happen and I'd have a flare up and it would just get worse. So really, we haven't found a solid remedy that has worked. And like I said, we've tried so much. And this was about the last straw that my endocrinologist and me and my husband were like, okay, we're going to try this next. There's a lot of statistics behind it helping with the vertical sleeve operation, and we'll just see if this helps. So that's the direction we've been moving in, because my ultimate goal on top of all this is to stop a few things. So let me backtrack a little bit. So another autoimmune issue that I'm facing is being pre-diabetic, and I don't want to become full diabetic. So when I say one of my goals is to stop some things from happening, is I don't want to become a full-blown diabetic. That I have a huge family history of that, and I don't want that, and I've worked most of my life to stay away from that because I don't like sweets and I don't eat sugar and haven't had a soda in like 25 years. Like I don't eat ice cream or cakes or candies, or I stay away from that stuff because I don't want to ingest a lot of sugar, because for one, it leads to weight gain, and two, I don't want to increase my blood sugar levels. But unfortunately, that's happening anyways, because autoimmune diseases like to have friends. So this is one that's in my genetics, and because I can't lose weight, it just brings it on even faster. So the surgery is going to help really get that under control. There's a lot of information out there about how bariatric surgeries help people who have either being pre-diabetic or type 2. So that's one of the things. My other goal is to make sure that my mobility returns. I want my joints to feel better. I would like to be able to move around and be active instead of being confined to limping around the house or occasionally going to the grocery store. Like, I want to be able to have more energy. And I guess the best way to sum it up is I want to thrive, not survive. So right now I feel like I'm just barely, carrying on where I should and want to be active and out there and thriving with my life. So those are some of my main goals there. Getting gastric sleeve was not my first option. It's actually the last option for me. I've been sick for a long time, tried everything like I mentioned. And this definitely has not been the easy way out. And I'm going to do a completely separate video on this not being the easy way out. And if anybody is interested in getting VSG or is in the process and is, on YouTube trying to find people who support them going through that process, you definitely got a friend here, because I'm going through the process and I know what it's like to try and get approved through insurance and all the requirements that are needed to get this operation. And now that it's coming up here pretty soon, I just want to put it out there that this whole process has not been easy. It really has not been easy. And it is very shameful that people tease people who get bariatric surgery and saying that it's the easy way out, because it's in fact the hardest way. You're making a permanent change to your body. There isn't an option to cheat. There isn't an option to undo what's been done. But like I said, I'm going to do a separate video on that. But for me, this definitely wasn't the first or middle choice for me. This is the last choice for me. So this is what I'm going with. Again, my goals are to, restore some life, to thrive and not survive here. Luckily for me, I've had an opportunity to know quite a few people who have had a gastric sleeve. So I've been able to pick their brains and kind of get some questions answered. And the one main thing that I have heard repeatedly across so many people I've talked to is that they've always said it is the best thing that they've ever done. So my hopes is one day I'm going to make a video that say this is the best thing that I've ever done. That's my goal. So, yeah, so I think we've covered all the reasons why I'm having gastric sleeve surgery here. It's scheduled for April 28th, and today is, what is today? April 15th. So, like I said, 2 days into my 2-week pre-op diet. But I'm going to do a separate video here in the next few days on the whole pre-op and getting prepared for it, as well as doing a video on insurance approval, because that was a whole other nightmare. So anyway, I just want to jump on here, share with friends of Peachy what is going on with why I'm getting surgery. But stay tuned. There is definitely a lot more coming for gastric sleeve videos here. So remember to like, subscribe, hit that button for notifications, the little bell, ding ding. And then I will talk to you guys here all soon. So thank you again for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys soon.